J-Nova Club licenses 4 new light novels, 3 new manga, Grand Sumo Villainess, Appear Everything, Karate Master Isekai, more license, Alien's coverage of Anime NYC sponsored by Yen Press. J-Nova Club announced during its panel at Anime NYC Saturday that it has licensed 4 new light novels and 3 manga. The light novels will have the first and second parts of their respective first volumes already available on J-Nova Club and include Grand Sumo Villainess. Enough with this slow life. I was reincarnated as a high elf, and now I'm bored. This is own Queen's consulting detective agency, and I pair everything. Why do you mean I'm the strongest, and not even an adventurer yet? The manga will all have their first chapters already available on J-Nova Club, and include Karate Master Isekai, Patterns in Another World. I can go back to my world whenever I want, and I'm capped at level 1. Thus begins my journey to become the world's strongest badass. J-Nova Club describes Kawasuta no Yuichi Murakami's Grand Sumo Villainess. When Florgy is reincarnated into the world of an ultimate game, things immediately go wrong. Her fiance breaks up their engagement, and the supposed protagonist makes Florgy out to be a villainess. Little do they know, however, that Florgy was a sumo wrestler in her past life, and she won't let these weaklings stand her way. With the spirit of sumo, her most trustworthy ally, to guide her, she's ready for a smackdown. But why was she reincarnated into an ultimate game, and how did these protagonists turn evil in the first place? J-Nova Club describes Raratori and Tiavis. Enough with the slow life. I was reincarnated as a high elf, and now I'm bored. Life in the Great Pulha woodlands is the very definition of stillness and tranquility. The Aegis had enough of it. He remembers living a past life as a human in another world, meaning he's got a taste for meat, adventure, and plenty of other unrelevant things. He's also bored out of his skull after 120 years of the peace and quiet of the Syrian Sylvan lifestyle. So Aesir leaves the monotony of the forest behind to seek a new life, one that's more his pace. J-Nova Club describes Sarasa Nagase and Hati P. Swan's the Zone Queen's consulting detective agency. When it comes to light that Octavia D. Reen is a legitimate member of the noble house of Reen, she swiftly finds herself disowned. At first she takes this in stride, after her power-hungry father and ex-suitor start vying for the house full of mysterious heirlooms that her doting grandmother left her. Little does her family know that she is destined to inherit an even greater legacy. Olivia hopes to follow in Granny's footsteps and become a famous detective after all. She's faced up against young noblemen, phantom thieves, and magical items corrupted by demonic forces. Oh, and one vegetable angel queen. Moreover, who's this suspiciously young Marcos that seems so smitten with her? J-Nova Club describes Nabashiki and Kawagushi's Apparent Everything. What do you mean I'm the strongest? I'm not even an adventurer yet. The Kingdom of Clays faces a conflict that will shape the face of the continent for centuries to come, but Nor doesn't have a clue about any of that, having freshly arrived at the royal capital after over a decade of rigorous, isolated training of his mountain home. He's dead set on achieving his childhood dream of becoming an adventurer, even if the only skills he possesses are useless ones. Sure, he can parry thousands of swords in the span of a single breath, but every single knows you need more than that if you want to be an adventurer. Our hero's road to making his dream come true will be long and arduous, but if there's one thing Nor's not afraid of, it's some good old-fashioned hard work. J-Nova Club describes DP's Karate Master Isekai manga. After losing a fight with a runaway truck, a karateka is transmigrated to another world, one full of swords and sorcery straight out of fantasy books. The goddess who sent him there offers him a superpowered cheat skill to assist him in his upcoming heroics, but naturally, he turns her down. After all, he already possesses the only technique he needs, karate, no matter what manner of otherworldly foe he may face. But a minotaur, a gigantic steel-clad knight, or a wicked sorcerer, none of them would discourage him from walking his own path in the way on the empty hand. J-Nova Club describes Shizuko Akeshi's Peddler in Another World. I can go back to my world whenever I want manga. After quitting his job at a toxic company, Shiro Amata moves into the house his grandmother left him in her will. There, he soon makes 2 life-changing discoveries. 1, his grandmother was really a witch from another world. And 2, said other world is just on the other side of her closet door. Thanks to a book she left for Shiro, he also manages to obtain an all-powerful skill called Equivalent Exchange, which allows him to turn money from his world into a otherworldly currency and vice versa. With this, Shiro decides to set up shop and sell convenient items like matches to the colorful inhabitants of the other world. His plan: make a massive profit on the goods he brings from home to become so rich he never needs another job ever again. J-Nova Club describes Dai Oi Mukai's I'm Kata Level 1, thus begins my journey to become the world's strongest badass. Manga. I'm Tatsuya Takahashi. I was transported to a different world while trying to save a girl from some thugs. In this world, I'm defective and they toast me out, all because my level caps at 1. Luckily, I got an ability called Corpse Absorb, which lets me grab stat boost and abilities of any dead body I can get my hands on. With the help of an energetic cat sit and a stop bear, my journey to make it to top awaits. I prove to everyone that I'm not defective. I'm a badass.